life. You know, folk music couldn't have brought me into music, and folk music at that point was, you know, Pete Seeger and Joan Baez and Woody Guthrie. And somewhere along the line, of course, I found out about Newport, which was like the Mecca. You know, it was where these people that I just kind of worshipped gathered.
We are the Civil Wars.
Yeah, we just headed down the road from Portland, Maine.
But here we are in Newport.
Yeah. It feels extremely surreal that we're going to be a part of it. I've always known about it, you know, all my life, and seen the footage from, you know, the early Dylan performances and down the road. But I don't know. I'm not sure I ever dreamed that I would be here. Pete Seeger is here. I mean, I don't even know how to handle that.
And Lou. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
All these people in the line.
Oh, wow.
Sold out, right? Who sells out a festival?
Newport Folk Festival sells out a festival.
The beauty of festivals is for, you know, newer artists like us to be able to rub shoulders and elbows with our heroes and those that came before them. We're humbled, to say the least.
Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Day is a breaking.
When you get to play this, it's a big thing. It feels very important and very, like a big milestone.
A lot of prestige, for sure.
It just has this mythology almost to it.
I'm going where it suits my goal. I'm going where it suits my goal. I'm going where my clothes worn on. Ain't gonna be shared this way.
This area, this like whole space, the fort and the water, and like it's very, I mean, it's beautiful, it's like breathtaking, but it's also very homey.
It's a great thing to see happen, to be a part of. You know, obviously there's a rich history of that in what is folk music. You know, people just playing at their houses, on their porches, you know, and friends coming over and picking up instruments, and that's a lot of the origin of folk music anyway. So it's nice to still see it. Obviously it's going to change when it's on a stage and there's a crowd and there's a PA and everything. It's going to be a little different, but there's still something in the feeling of that is maintained.
Gonna break a leg, huh?
I'm really excited because we missed it so terribly last year. So can you please welcome back to the Newport stage, Gillian Rhode.
Just 10 minutes ago in the lunchroom backstage, I just got to introduce myself, and Gillian was so kind, so cool and collected as I was feeling starstruck myself meeting her. And it just, to have that chance to meet and interact with people who are really heroes has been a huge thing for us.
Young Rhode later, and he laid it on the table. No one can read 'em like old John, read 'em, let me go.
I'm really excited to see Felice Brothers.
Amos Lee, Chris Thiele, I think is supposed to be here.
Cave Singers, Brown Bird.
Carolina Chocolate Drops.
Yeah, read 'em, Johnny. Read 'em, Johnny.
David Wax Museum has been a favorite of mine for a little while.
Emmylou Harris is playing this year.
I mean, I just saw Sally Ford.
Tell me what I do. I'm still in love with you.
It almost makes me cry because there's so many incredible artists here. Justin Townes Earl is here.
Elvis Costello here, who's absolutely mind-blowing. Whenever there's a big festival, we're all going to be in one place at one time, basically, so it makes it, you know, anything can happen at that point. Like, mayhem will ensue.
It's a privilege to share a festival with Wanda Jackson, especially a queen of rock and roll. But man, Wanda Jackson's here, holy cow.
Here we go, a song from 1961. Thank you guys, appreciate that.
Festivals, I think, are such a great way to sort of gather, obviously, everybody together and celebrate music in a way that's timeless. The actual live experience, you being there and sweating next to the person next to you and hearing other people singing words along with you and catching those glimmers, you know, watching people perform on stage that you'd never catch if you weren't there. Especially this kind of music, I think there's such an earthiness and a tie to roots, you know, that I think is very important.
Yeah.
And meaningful and soulful and something that I don't ever want to see go away.
Forget me not, my dear, my darling. Forget me not, my
You know, the one thing that I try most to do in my music is I have to ask myself one question, and that's what would Woody Guthrie do in this situation if he was writing this song or if he was playing this song, and I think that feeds a lot into, like, Woody Guthrie without question is, you know, the focal point of any real folk festival, because you don't got, you know, you don't got folk if you don't got Woody.
Well, I like to quote one that Big Bill Broomsey used to say. He says, if folks sing it, it's folk music. And he says, of course it's folk music. All music is folk music. I never heard a horse sing. You know, I sing a lot of cowboy songs, and I wasn't born on a ranch.
You know, the definition of folk music in the first Newport festivals is very different from what it is now, and that's just sort of through the lens of history of, you know, however many decades of Bob Dylan, and then moving it, you know, what folk music became. Newport, it has a heritage, you know, and an influence that I don't think any other festival has that's still running. And I think that there's also a new kind of breed of talent of people who are playing music inspired by the sort of the original Newport folk music, and so it's sort of a perfect time to reunite those things, kind of the tradition and the new stuff coming together. I think it's just a great venue for those people to play and for people to come and discover new music.
I do know that this is where, you know, Bob Dylan brought out his electric guitar and caused such a stir, and there's something sort of similar going on with us right now, like what's this beatbox we're doing and chocolate drops and old time music, you know. So, you know, there's been, you know, some folks who are just like, you know, how's that going to work? Are they corrupting folk music? Are they corrupting the tradition? You know, so you know, we're kind of playing into that a little bit.
Thank you. Newport Folk Festival is easily the most fun festival that we're ever a part of. Bob Dylan said that folk transcends immediate culture, and I feel like this is what this festival is all about. It's not about what's now or what's different. It's just about what's good and what's folk music. We're so honored to be a part of something like this.
Yeah, this is like, oh, we're having a barbecue. You just walk around and have a good time. And you get to see your friends that you haven't seen in a while. And your acquaintances can become your friends. Every time I run into these girls, I gotta have them sing with me, at least on one song. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Hello, friends.
Early in the morning, too hungover to go back to sleep. Every sound is amplified, every light so dizzying. Listen for a while to the neighbors having sex, wishing I could lay my aching head upon your breast. Can't I dream another dream? Can't I close my eyes and wander back to sleep? But I'm daydreaming about you.
it's not about I'm a band and you're a band. It's about we are artists and we are, moving music forward while still, preserving a history of music. So I think that's why it's so important to collaborate with people, and obviously that's happened a lot here. I think we may hop up during M. Ward's set tomorrow. He called us and asked if we could come and sing a song with him. And so it's kind of exciting because we've never met him before. Hopefully we'll make a new friend.
Newport seems to spend a good amount of time fertilizing that soil of collaboration, and I definitely respect that.
I'd like to bring on my next special guest, the Secret Sisters. Your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and all the nights so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I love you. I love you.
I don't know. I don't really know what folk music is. All I know is that it's, in general, what Pete Seeger says it is.
A lot of people I've talked to this year are like, yeah, the festival's really awesome, but there's a lot of acts that I wouldn't call folk playing. Tegan and Sarah, they're not a folk band. Elvis Costello is not a folk band. Gogo Bordello is not a folk band. And well, yeah, they are. Of course they are. They're all people who play their own music. Tegan and Sarah, they play their music, and they're folk.
Personally, I think that you have to look at all festivals and all kinds of music and the next future generations like anything else, and you have to continue to feed it, to interest it, and to and better it. There are incredible, classic, amazing moments in history, and we're never going to repeat those, but we can create new ones.
Repeat the words that I know we both said. Relax into the need, we get so comfortable. Remember when I was so strange and likable? I just want back in your head. I just want back in your head. I'm not unfaithful, but I'll stray. When I get a little scared, when I get a little scared, when I get a little, when I jerk away from holding hands with you. I know these habits hurt important parts of you. Remember when I was sweet and unexplainable? I'm nothing like this person, unlovable. I just want back in your head. I just want back in your head. I'm not unfaithful, but I'll stray. When I get a little Run, 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 run. I just want back in your head. I just want back in your head. I'm not unfaithful, but I'll stray. I'm not unfaithful, but I'll stray. I'm not unfaithful, but I'll stray. I'm not unfaithful, but I'll stray.
Well, you asked me a question before. What was the defining moment of, one of the defining moments of the years when we did the festival? It was hearing Pete Seeger sing. It made me cry all the time because when I heard Pete sing, it reflected the beauty and idealism that we all dream of possibly having. And none of us can reach that. But if anyone came close to it and living that life, it was Pete Seeger and Toshi.
Newport, I think a lot of it just has to do with Pete. His spirit, his sense of optimism, his belief in the better angels of our nature, and about music to transform us in that way. It just comes out of him. And so he's an inspiration, I think, to all of us older artists, those who were there probably in the beginning from 1959, and now hopefully a younger generation being able to see he's the real deal.
Is Pete coming up? He's the man.
So he's been a hero of mine too for a long time.
It's an old song. I just made a translation of it of sorts. The original might have been made up thousands of years ago, who knows? Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Sing it. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Sing it again. Where have all the flowers? Girls have picked them. Girls have picked them. Everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young men gone? Where have all the young men gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young men gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young gone to graveyards? Gone to graveyards, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the graveyards gone? Where have all the graveyards gone? Where have all the graveyards gone? A long time ago. Where have all the graveyards covered with flowers? covered with flowers everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn?
So, Pete, I'd like to ask you, why do you think the Newport Folk Festival is important?
If there is a human race still here in 100 years, I think it will be thanks to music. Music of many different kinds. Old music, new music, young people's music, old folks' music, and music of different traditions too.
Bedbugs is mean and evil, the show don't mean me no good. Bedbugs is mean and evil, the show don't mean me no good. Hey, there's a woodpecker and I'm a chump. Bedbugs as big as a jackass will bite you and stand and grin. Bedbugs as big as a jackass will bite you and stand and grin.